Have you ever wondered why banks are so eager to give you a credit card sometimes even before you ask for one? Why do they offer points, cashback, or even free flights just to get you to swipe that little piece of plastic? It's not charity. It's not generosity. It's strategy. Credit cards are one of the most misunderstood financial tools in the modern world. Some people treat them like free money, others avoid them completely, calling them a trap. But the truth is, credit cards can either make you rich or bury you in debt for decades. The difference lies not in the card itself, but in how you use it. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how credit cards work, how they make banks billions, and how you can protect yourself or even turn the game in your favor. Let's start with the basics. Every time you use your credit card, you're not spending your own money. You're borrowing from the bank, promising to pay it back later. That alone is not a problem. The problem begins when people don't fully understand the hidden mechanics, interest rates, minimum payments, statement cycles, fees, and credit scores. The average credit card interest rate is over 20%, which means if you carry a balance, your $1,000 purchase can turn into $1,200, then $1,500, and it keeps growing like a disease. And yet, millions of people fall into this trap every year, not because they're stupid, but because they were never taught how this system actually works. See, banks rely on this. They rely on you paying the minimum, rolling over debt, and never asking questions. The credit card industry makes billions from people who don't understand one simple truth. Debt is a business. It's designed to profit from your mistakes. Every late payment, every missed due date, every balance carried over its money in the bank's pocket and less in yours. But it doesn't stop there. Credit card debt can destroy your credit score, making future loans, car payments, and even renting an apartment more expensive or impossible. It becomes a chain around your neck, and the longer you carry it, the heavier it gets. But here's the twist: credit cards are not inherently bad. In fact, when used with discipline and intelligence, they can be powerful tools. Responsible usage can build your credit score, which can lower your interest rates on future loans. Some people use credit cards for travel rewards, cashback, and fraud protection and pay off the balance in full every month, never paying a dime in interest. They let the banks fund their purchases, and they walk away with the rewards. That's the key difference. It's not about whether you use credit cards, but how you use them. Either you control them or they control you. So here's what you need to know to stay on the winning side. First, never carry a balance. Always pay your bill in full and on time. Second, know your statement date and due date. These two dates determine your grace period and can help you avoid interest completely. Third, ignore minimum payments. They are traps. They keep you in debt longer and cost you more. Fourth, never use credit for things you can't afford in cash. Credit cards are a tool for convenience, not survival. If you're relying on credit to cover basic needs, it's a sign to reassess your finances immediately. And finally, understand this: credit cards are not your enemy, but they are not your friend either. They're simply tools, and like any tool, they can build wealth or destroy it depending on who is holding it. The banks don't care if you win or lose. They already designed the game to profit either way. The only question is, are you going to be a player or are you going to be played? But beneath that shiny surface lies a financial weapon, one that can either work for you or against you. It all depends on how you use it. Let's go deeper. Why do so many people fall into credit card debt in the first place? It's not just about overspending, it's about psychology, the way credit cards separate the act of buying from the pain of paying. When you use cash, you feel the money leave your hands. But with a credit card, it's just a swipe. There's no immediate pain, no instant loss. It tricks your brain into thinking you're not really spending, and that's by design. Banks have spent decades perfecting this psychological trap. The more disconnected you feel from your money, the more likely you are to spend beyond your means. Now imagine this. You go to a store, you see a $500 gadget you don't need but it's on sale, and your card is in your pocket. One swipe, you're done, you don't feel the cost today. But when the bill comes in 30 days, you're shocked. Suddenly that on-sale item becomes more expensive because you didn't pay it off in time and now the interest is kicking in. This cycle repeats month after month, and before you know it, you're drowning in invisible debt. Credit cards are powerful because they exploit human weakness, impatience, lack of discipline, and short-term thinking. And here's the brutal truth. The system is not broken. It's working exactly as intended. Credit card companies don't want you to be responsible. They want you to be just responsible enough to keep paying the minimum, but never enough to escape the debt. That's how they win. Every late fee, every interest charge, every penalty, they profit while you fall further behind. So, what can you do? The first step is awareness. Know exactly how much you owe, what interest rates you're paying, and when your due dates are. Most people don't even look at their statements. That ignorance is expensive. Second, develop a simple rule. Never buy anything with a credit card unless you can pay for it in full, in cash, today. This forces you to stay disciplined. Third, use your card like a tool, not a crutch. Use it for planned purchases, not emotional ones. If you're angry, sad, or bored, don't shop. Emotional spending is one of the biggest causes of credit card debt. Now let's talk about the hidden dangers. Even if you're making payments, if you're close to your credit limit, your credit score suffers. High utilization tells banks you're risky, even if you've never missed a payment. Also, if you apply for too many cards, your score drops. If you miss one payment, your interest rate can jump. All of this is designed to keep you in financial chains without you even realizing it. But here's the good news. You can flip the script. Credit cards can help you build strong credit, which lowers the cost of borrowing for big things like homes or cars. They offer fraud protection, rewards, and travel perks, but only if you pay in full every month. The banks bet against you. They want you to fail. But when you win, you get all the benefits and they get nothing. So ask yourself, are you in control or are you being controlled? Is your credit card a tool of freedom or a source of stress? Every time you swipe, you're making a choice. Either you're getting ahead or you're falling behind. Don't be the person who looks back 5 years from now and realizes you paid thousands in interest for things you don't even remember buying. Be the person who uses the system, not the person who gets used. Learn the rules, master your money, and take control. Because at the end of the day, credit cards are not friend or foe, they are a mirror. They reflect your habits, your discipline, and your decisions. And only you can decide which side of that mirror you want to stand on.